तुमचा काय वीकली ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे का कशी आहे? कमीच असते.
एक के बाद एक.
हा
हो.
गुड.
Okay. Good afternoon, all. My name is Dr. Vikram Pandit, and I am PG coordinator at Chemistry Department, Haribhai Desai College. I welcome you all for today's High Value Development webinar in chemistry on the behalf of PGK Mandals, Haribhai Desai College, Pune. And today we have with us self-finance in charge Pratik Gholab sir, and today's resource person Professor Vidya Avsare from Sir Parshuram Bhau College, Pune. You all, I welcome you all for this today's webinar, and now I request to Pratik Gholab sir to guide us.
मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद पंडित सर. मी सर्वप्रथम पुना गुजराती केळवणी मंडळ आणि हरिभाई व्ही देसाई महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीनं आजच्या कार्यक्रमाच्या प्रमुख वक्त्या डॉक्टर विद्या आवसारे मॅडम यांचं मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो आणि त्यांचे आभार मानतो की त्यांनी आमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी हा वेळ काढला. आपलं नाव साध्य आणि सार्थ करणारी खूप कमी माणसं जगामध्ये असतात. आमचं नशीब असं की आमच्या केमिस्ट्री विभागाचे जे प्रमुख आहेत की ज्यांच्या नावात विक्रम आहे आणि ज्यांचं आडनाव पंडित आहे, असे शिक्षक आम्हाला लाभले. तर सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांच्या वतीनं मी पंडित सरांचे सुद्धा आभार मानतो की त्यांनी विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी आज विद्या आवसारे मॅडमना इथे आमंत्रित केलं आणि त्यांच्या ज्ञानाचा आणि अनुभवाचा फायदा आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना होईल याची मला निश्चितच खात्री आहे. मी पुन्हा एकदा मॅडमचं मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो आणि पंडित सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी पुढील कार्यक्रमाची सूत्रे हाती घ्यावीत.
विक्रम,
थँक्यू सर.
शेअर होत नाहीये रे, शेअर करता येत नाही मला.
एकच मिनिट होईल मॅम.
Sir, can I speak?
Yes.
Thank you, Pratik sir. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Dhanashri Kore, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, HV Desai College. And it's my great pleasure for me to introduce our today's speaker. So, friend, joining us today, Dr. Vidya Avsare ma'am. We can say she is a superwoman and an amazing visionary. And when I say amazing, I mean it. What's special about her? She always encourage a new emerging talent, appreciate new ideas. When you listen to her in this session, you will notice that. Ma'am completed her MSc in Organic Chemistry from SPPU and PhD from IIT Bombay. She is also state qualified. Avsare ma'am is a professor and a head of the Department of Chemistry of SP College. Also visiting faculty in Ashoka University, Haryana. She is BOS member of SPPU and Ashoka University. Also local chapter co-convenor of Chemical Research Society of India, that is CRSI. Her research is going on organometallic catalysis and computational chemistry with 3 postdoc, 1 PhD, 8 project assistant, and 52 MSc projects. Ma'am having 14 research publications with 3 cover pages on ACS, American Chemical Society Journal, in inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, A and C. And last but not least, I want to highlight this point about her, that ma'am recently awarded with the National Award of INSA Best Teacher Award 2021. I heartily congratulations for that. Her ongoing research project is a joint research project with 2.6 crore. Today she will sharing some points with us about high value development in chemistry. So let's welcome Dr. Avsare ma'am. Ma'am, I must request you to please guide us about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you Dhanashri for nice introduction. First, let me tell you that presently I am having only one postdoctoral student. 3 means not ongoing. So whatever number I have written, 52 project MSc project students, or this, all those are in entire my career. She has talked about INSA Teacher Award, that is Indian National Academy of Sciences. That is the highest science academy in India, and this is very prestigious award. Only 3 chemistry teachers this time got all from all over India this award, like me, myself, then Professor Santosh Gharpure from IIT Bombay, and Professor Pranav Sarkar from Vishwa Bharati University. So you can, and this is like a government award, you can say. So there is no award above this only for sciences. So you can, I'm really delighted to have this award, and as I always say, now my responsibility for teaching is increased. So with award, that is not the end now, that is now beginning. So today I will be talking about science research challenges and what I am presently doing in SP College. So I'll share my presentation. So thank you, Vikram, for taking efforts, because I am seeing in the group every time you are arranging some program, and students are really lucky to have such motivated and inspiring teachers.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yes, yes, now. Yeah, it's visible.
So I will be talking about CO2 activation, how computational catalysis can be used to transform notorious CO2 to precious value-added product. So before I start, I always quote this Buddha's quote, which is very important and which is true for me, that everything in life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. So since I wanted to have different results, so I changed my research area from synthesis. So I'm doing synthesis. It's not like that, but for temporary I had to change it because of lack of facilities in the college. So I moved to computational chemistry, and I'm finding it very joyful journey, because I can break and make any bonds and explore enjoying chemistry. So when I talk about my journey to science, whatever I have achieved today, so all credit goes to Savitribai Phule and Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, because they belong to this Punya Nagari. So I must salute them for bringing a light to our lives. Now, what are the world's most important problems, or what problems one should undertake when you want to do research? So clean water to everyone is one of the most important problem, because many people, you can see, they are not able to get clean water. So plenty water and clean water, both are the challenges. Then access to medicines and treatment to everyone. So medicines in the world, many countries are there who don't get sufficient medicines, or many even in India. So it is true that many people are not getting sufficient medicines or treatment. So this is also one of the most important problem: access to medicines and treatment to everyone. What are the most important challenging diseases? As a chemist, you should look for the research work, that is mental health, cancers, infectious diseases. Now we all are now facing this problem of corona, so we know the significance of chemistry. The next important problem is clean air to everyone. We have spoiled our nature. Now we have to restrain the purity of the nature, and that is also one of the important areas where chemists can contribute. Then this is very, very important area, because if no energy, nothing is there. So whatever I talked about, clean energy, health, so without energy, now nothing is possible. You know that without energy, I won't be able to sit and talk to you in front of my laptop. So without energy, everything is impossible. So clean energy to everyone in every form. So whatever form energy is there, geothermal, hydro energy, ocean energy, biomass from solar, wind, in whatever form, our responsibility is to get the energy. So that is also one of the most important problem you people need to undertake. Then when we talk about energy, there is one most important is batteries. We all talk about batteries. So batteries are important and lithium ion batteries are most important. But if you see, look at the mines, Chile has largest lithium mines, then Australia, then Argentina, China, and India. Actually, we are almost nothing because we have just 14,000 tons of lithium. That means being Indian, we have only option that recycle and reuse. So this is also one of the important areas because when any chemical comes, chemist can contribute to this. So recycling of lithium is also important area because how many times we are going to dig the mine and get lithium. So better to recycle it. So you can see the data which I have taken from the internet. Future loaded with lithium ion batteries. So 140 million vehicles will be predicted to be on the road by 2030. So you can say next 7-8 years, 140, it's a huge number. So 11 million metric tons of lithium battery is expected to reach the end of their service life between now and 2030. So much lithium batteries will be out of work by 2030. So that means we have, so you can see that how much lithium will be wasted. So nearly 30 to 40% of lithium batteries weight that comes from valuable cathode materials. That means 11 million metric tons lithium ion batteries. Out of that, 30 to 40% million metric tons will be lithium or cathode material. So large amount of lithium will be there. So we are just digging from the mine and throwing it in the garbage. So we don't want to do that because being the poorest country as far as lithium is concerned, we are very poor. So we have to recycle it and reuse it. So that's the one of the important areas one can look for. Then another, I always tell my students, if you want to get the Nobel Prize, you must do the nitrogen fixation, convert nitrogen into ammonia under ambient condition. Now you must be thinking why I talked about this. When I'm talking about energy, then suddenly why I started talking about ammonia. So I must mention that world's nearly 30 to 40% energy is being consumed for the conversion of N2 to ammonia. And ammonia we need everywhere, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, everywhere ammonia is required. So we need to convert ammonia at ambient temperature because this Haber-Bosch process is using almost 30 to 40% of world's energy consumption. So imagine if you transform this reaction and make it at an even, rather than making it 600-700 degrees, even if you bring it to 100-200, still will be able to save at least 20 to 30% of world's energy. So that much energy is being consumed for production of ammonia. Now, when we are talking about energies, then is there any other way to get energies? Now, we all are talking about global warming also. So, there is saying in Marathi, like katane kata kadne. So, CO2 is now is a very notorious gas because it leads to the global warming, high global warming. So now people like me, we are interested in converting CO2 into value added material. So CO2 capture and utilization, these are the two important methods. So one, you can sequestration, that is again giving back to the nature through the plantation. But now we want CO2 we want to utilize CO2 and convert it into the many important chemicals. Next important, hydrogen is one of the greenest, hydrogen is the topmost green fuel. So getting hydrogen is also important. Water splitting, lot of people are working on water splitting. And another most important the problem is hydrogen storage, because hydrogen is gas and you need large big cylinders to store, and also it is highly explosive material. So we need to have safe and compact storage. So people are working on that. So that is also one of the most important area. And now we are using CO2 and converting it into hydrogen storage material also. So we are trying to use our method to get the solution to CO2, also to hydrogen storage, and also fuels. So clean energy, clean water, clean air, safe medicines. So chemistry is the troubleshooter, and troubleshooting through computational chemistry. That is what I'm going to talk. So when I'm talking about the problem which I have taken forward and trying to address this, so when I started working on it, I realized that we always think about compartmentalization, like organic chemistry, me organic chemistry, this person is inorganic chemistry, this person is physical chemistry, that person is analytical chemistry. So why we should have so many compartmentalization? Because it is not necessary that we should think different. We should be together. We should know good inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, and physical chemistry, and of course analytical tools to interpret the data. So now I'm doing catalysis designing for green and clean technologies. So catalyst development is very lengthy procedure. So for that we need to understand whether this reaction will go through I want to do through thermal, photochemical, or electrochemical method, and then accordingly I have to start working for my catalyst. So first thing is selection of metal, which metal I am going to choose. Then next is oxidation state. What oxidation state of metal is necessary to do the corresponding transformation. Then selection of pre-catalyst, because if I want to do particular catalyst, there are catalyst, pre-catalytic stage and active catalyst stage. So active catalyst actually participate in the reaction, and pre-catalyst converts into active catalyst. The need of co-catalyst. Many times we need to have co-catalyst. Like in many reactions, you must have seen that copper 2+ or copper 1+ halides are being used as a co-catalyst. Need of additives. Additives sometimes are required, like to stabilize the intermediates. Selection of coordinating sites. When we talk about homogeneous catalysis, metal ligand coordination sites are very, very important. How many sites are required? Ligand selection, which suppose if I want to have 3 coordinating ligands, then which ligand 3 coordinating ligands, then which ligand I should have. The most important things, appropriate solvent for my reaction. Then substrate selection. When we do jugaad of everything, then we have to see that which substrate I should try on it. So in the past, we have done a lot of computational catalysis. We try to understand the complex catalysis reaction so that we can contribute to new catalyst development. So this is the paper which Dhanashree talked about, my computational work, which was highlighted on Journal of Physical Chemistry. So this is ACS journal. This is a Journal of Physical Chemistry. C. So you can see that actually this is numbers are mixed. So this is C. So C is on the other page. That's okay. So we also did some small organic transformation reactions also. So we wanted to use our knowledge of reaction mechanism to design the new catalytic systems which can address which could address the this most important problem of global warming, so that we can convert notorious CO2 to value-added products. So you know, Venus temperature of Venus is almost 480 degrees Celsius, and why it is so hot? Because of carbon dioxide. So if you continue to do put emit carbon dioxide through various processes, then I think in next 500,000 years, Earth will become hottest planet and there will be no life on Earth. So that's why we need to control the CO2 emission. So now because of industrialization, it is very difficult to control CO2 emission. Now it's better to use CO2 to get the value added products. So you can see here in 1715 CO2 was 218. So this is around 5 years back. It was 380. Now it has come to 417. So it's CO2 emission is increasing day by day, and which is causing temperature change. So climate change is there because of that, and also you know that smog, Delhi smog, and because of that respiratory diseases or cancers are also spreading. So now how CO2 can be converted? So CO2 can be converted into C1 value added product, that means with single carbon, that is carbon monoxide, formic acid, formaldehyde, methanol, methane. These are the C1 products, and also we can go ahead and do C2 products like ethane, ethylene, ethanol. Similarly, you can again move forward and go to propanol, propene, propane. So likewise, you can keep on doing. Of course, C1 to C2 is very difficult. Means to get C2 is very difficult. So we are talking about C1 now. So when we were decided to work on this CO2 activation, so when we performed literature survey, we found that the typical type of metal complexes are useful in converting CO2 to value-added products, particularly formic acid. These are called pincer complexes because metal is coordinating through coordinating to ligand through three different sites. So to phosphorus, nitrogen, and phosphorus. So we call that PNP, pincer complex. If I put nitrogen at all places, then I will say NNN pincer complex. If I put nitrogen, and phosphorus, I'll say PNN pincer complexes. So these are the chelating ligands, tridentate ligands, which are holding metal in a particular way. So this tridentate ligand offers, these tridentate ligands offer high thermal stability. Also, these are synthetically very much feasible, and they have broad scope to fine tune the steric and electronic properties of metal and around the metal. So that's why these pincer complexes are very, very important in catalysis reaction. So here we have chosen these pincer complexes for CO2 hydrogenation. So when we looked at research development in that area, we found that PNP pincer complex of iron has given a good result, but this is just up to formic acid formation. So turnover frequency is around 2500. Then again another PNP manganese complex was also reported by Gonsalves and group. That is also formic acid formation. Turnover frequency was around 1317. Then cobalt complex was also reported, PNP complex, with turnover frequency 1706. So if you look at these complexes, the most important thing is that by changing, either by changing metal or either by changing ligands, we can fine tune the performance of the catalyst. So this is very limited scope, like these catalysts are giving only formic acid, but we wanted to have methanol also, because formic acid cannot be directly used for fuel, but formic acid is now referred as a good hydrogen storage material, chemical hydrogen storage material. So that is also one of the benefits, but it can, one formic acid can give 1 mole of hydrogen. So we wanted to move to methanol, because one methanol can give us 2 moles of hydrogen. Also direct one can use methanol for vehicles. So in next 10-20 years, methanol vehicles based on methanol will hit the market. And I always say that now it is like that the country with highest fuel mines, they are, our refineries, they are the richest in the world. So similarly, in next 10-20 years, the country which can convert CO2 into methanol and has maximum plants of methanol will be richest on the earth. So that is called methanol economy will come, not the fuel economy. Now methanol economy will hit the market in next 10-20 years. So towards this catalyst development, when we develop this computational catalysis, we of course talk about metal, ligand, solvent, co-catalyst, additives, substrate, coordinating sites, and correct oxidation state of the metal. So how this hydrogenation takes place, CO2 hydrogenation. So first step is that convert CO2 to formic acid. Then that you take that formic acid to get methanol, and then again convert this to get the formic acid to formaldehyde and then to methanol. So this is the three-step reaction where we need to have 3 moles of hydrogen. So when we talk about Pincer complex hydrogenation or any catalysis reaction, there are two ways, two reaction pathways. That is, one is metal ligand cooperative catalysis and other one is non-cooperative catalysis. So in cooperative catalysis, you can see that double bonds or allylic hydrogens or NH hydrogens, they participate in the reaction. Whereas in non-cooperative, these are the spectator ligand, they will not participate in the reaction, but still this complex is useful. So we explored both the mechanistic pathways. So this is our first catalyst designed by us. This paper is published in Journal of Physical Chemistry C. This we got opportunity to highlight our research in 125th anniversary of Journal of Physical Chemistry. So this is very, very prestigious journal. Now you must be hearing that impact factor, but we always talk about respect factor. So respect factor is very, very important than impact factor. So somebody can be rich, but somebody can be someone is, you can say that एखादा source सुद्धा rich असू शकतो, हो की नाही? So that I will say impact factor. But respect factor, एखादा पुजारीला सुद्धा चांगला respect मिळतो, even though he doesn't have any money, or teacher will get more respect than the thieves. So it's like that. So Journal of Physical Chemistry is 125 years old journal, and it is very, very prestigious journal, reputed journal, because this getting publication in this journal is very, very tough. So when we perform our study with different Pincer complexes, you can see that PNN and NNN. So we designed two different types of complexes just to understand the significance of this coordinating site. So when we did computational calculations, we realized that formic acid formation, you can see both the pathways we studied, that metal ligand cooperative and non-cooperative pathways. So when we looked at both the pathways, we found that for formic CO2 to formic acid conversion, it doesn't matter whether you use PNN or NNN, reactions are almost same, and it can occur both the ways, like metal ligand cooperative as well as non-cooperative ways. However, non-cooperative is more facile than cooperative one. See, even without any coordinating ligand, or you can without any activity, you can do this. So then formaldehyde formation. These are energies of the activation, energies of the reaction. Energies will decide which pathway. So for formaldehyde formation, this reaction is this pathway cooperative is more favorable than non-cooperative. That means if we have to have formaldehyde formation, we should have cooperative in the ligand. In this particular case, we have taken nitrogen attached to hydrogen attached to nitrogen. This nitrogen is participating in the reaction. Then next, methanol formation. Methanol formation in this particular case is taking place through non-cooperative pathway, and we found that this particular reaction is preferably going through NN. So methanol formation. So any ketone to is favorable for NN, not for NN. So next is just by changing this NN species, had this new so we decided to replace this with different groups and also to have reactivity. So we choose Mn here. So manganese complexes, and we change this heterocyclic part in the reaction, because when we looked at it, we found that most of the time nitrogen is, but terminal groups are constant, more or less they are same. So we wanted to look at terminal groups and whether we can increase the efficiency of the catalyst or not. So towards this, we designed 6 manganese pincer complexes for CO2 hydrogenation. That is 2 aminopyridine. This is adenine based. Then 2,3 diaminopyrimidine. Also we chosen because this particular top 2, they are having donating groups here. And pyridine also. So you can see that donating group is at ortho and para position. And then we took 2 aminopyridine, where the withdrawing group is at next to this amino group, that green one. So with 1 withdrawing, then 2 withdrawing groups, and then 2 withdrawing group with slightly donating nature. So that is how we have done this. So this paper is also published in Inorganic Chemistry. So I have done my independent work understand entire pincer complex reactions, and this is Inorganic Chemistry journal. It is one of the prestigious journals which I highlighted Nature Index. Nature has published few very good journals. So you can say chemistry must be 10,000 journals are there. So out of that 20-30 journals they shortlisted, and Inorganic Chemistry is among them. So these are like risk factor journals. So in first step, carbon dioxide to formic acid, how it goes. So you can see this mechanism. This is pincer complex. Iron 1 is pincer complex. So CO2 carbon gets adsorbed here, and then hydrogen from pincer complex transfers to electrophilic carbon dioxide. Then once this format is from CO2 minus, then this will take up this product in 2 different ways. It will take from the ligand itself, like iron 4, you can see that in iron 4, this hydrogen from nitrogen is disappeared, because this hydrogen is taken by you will have this complex will and then regeneration of the complex will take place. Now here, if you look at I explained now metal ligand cooperative catalysis. Other way is to non-cooperative catalysis. That means spectator ligand is there, because ligand will not directly participate in the reaction. So gas will adsorb on the metal, and hydride from hydrogen transfers to metal, and proton from hydrogen transfers to format. And this is how you will get catalyst regeneration and formic acid formation. That's how reaction take place, and every time we see transition state also, this is how we calculate energy profile diagram. From these energy profile diagrams, we can understand which one is more reactive, which one is better, and understand the mechanism and understand the Turner frequencies also. So here, this is how intermediate structures when we do computational study. So here we talk about hydrogenation reaction, in any hydrogenation reaction, dihydrogen bond polarization is very, very important because breaking that stronger bond is very difficult. So, however, in this case, when our ligands are strong electron, one side it is pulling electrons from the metal, so metal is becoming electron deficient, and then dihydrogen is immediately getting adsorbed on metal surface and forming a classical sigma complex where both the hydrogens are coordinated with metal. This you can see with the hydrogen bond distance 1.83, 1.78. So almost same. You can see 1.83, 1.78. Next is formic acid to formaldehyde. So conversion of any acid to any aldehyde or ketone is very, very difficult. And this because of high reactivity, these catalysts are found very, very active in converting carbon dioxide to formaldehyde. So that's the energy profile diagram. These are energy structures. Now next last step of our conversion is formaldehyde to methanol. So this is simple reduction reaction or hydrogenation reaction you can see here, but basically it is going through metal ligand cooperative catalysis because the moment methoxide is being very reactive, it will take up this hydrogen from here. So this is the energy profile diagram. So when we looked at the activation energy barriers, we found that sp-Cat2 is the best catalyst for formic acid formation. So here you can see that 15.8 is the activation barrier. The next best catalyst is 2-aminopyridine sp-Cat06. So these are the, next best is sp-Cat04, and then worst is this sp-Cat06 and sp-Cat01. These are the worst catalysts among these 6 catalysts. So when we move to formaldehyde formation, again we found that sp-Cat2 is best, but sp-Cat1 is also good. sp-Cat3 is also good, but sp-Cat4, 5, 6, these are not good catalysts for this conversion in comparison with first 1, 2, 3 catalysts. So when we looked at methanol formation, again methanol formation is this catalyst 02 is found very promising in methanol formation. Now we wanted to understand the turnover frequency, because when we talk about any catalytic reaction, the most important parameter people check is turnover number and turnover frequency. So turnover frequency will give you idea within 1 hour how much catalyst will be converted. Reactant will be converted into a product through the particular catalyst. Now, if you look at here, catalyst for turnover frequency generally per hour conversion. Suppose if I do reaction with 40 tons of catalyst or 1 ton of catalyst, so almost you can see that 41 tons of catalyst, 41 tons of product will be formed per hour. So here 600 tons of products will be formed. Either you can say millimoles, moles, tons, kgs, whatever. So maximum you can form this. So when you start with tons of reactant, you will get tons of product. So that is how you can find out the efficiency of this catalyst. So if you see here, in most of the catalysts are good in formic acid formation, but the moment we go for formaldehyde formation, we found that 1, 2, 3 are good in formaldehyde formation, but 4, 5, 6 are not really efficient in formaldehyde formation. So no formaldehyde formation, no methanol formation. That means only first 3 can give you good result, and out of first 3 only 2 sp-Cat2 is found to be the superior catalyst, because 10,000, 11,000 and 2149, that's what the turnover frequency at 50 degrees Celsius. So we wanted to see by changing this heterocyclic ring, we got lot of change in the reactivity pattern. So we wanted to know the structure activity relationship, and so we have done some Hirschfeld calculation charges and Fouquet function calculations. We found that most electron deficient metal center is giving better results. So these are our all computed parameters. When we checked our result with experimental findings, then we found that our data is much more superior than the experimental results published by Gonsalves, where we have done calculations for this. Then we compared computed turnover frequency, which we obtained 35. Then we compared that with experimental, then experimental reported was 42. So computed 35 and found 42. So there is no large deviation in this, you can say, hardly not even 10%. So if you look at these values, what we perform, we found that at the same reaction conditions, we are getting better result. They were getting 42, we are getting 58,634 Turner frequency. So you can imagine how fast this reaction is. Then formaldehyde formation, we found 1020, and methanol superbly fast. Then we wanted to see the effect of aromatic ring, because we got exciting just by changing nitrogen heterocycles. Then we thought that what if we aromatic rings at different skeleton, different positions of this. So we our compounds in 3 groups, group 1, group 2, group 3. So in group 1, what we did, we put any aromatic ring on this carbon skeleton 2, 3, and 5. So carbon skeleton, but we started putting identical groups. We didn't want to make permutation combinations. We decided to take identical groups. Here we found that put aromatic ring here, and group 3 we put donating aromatic ring. So no grouping attached. And donating ring is attached. So that design. So here R1, R2 are hydrogen, then R1, methyl aniline, then NN dimethyl aniline, then pyrimidine. These are the compounds we took for our studies. Then we found that this group 2 with aniline moiety at the center is showing better result in group 2 than the rest of the catalyst. 2 is also good. There are pyrimidine compounds are there. So if you can see, there is a marginal difference. You should have a donating group or strong group. Only facilitate this. But unfortunately, we could get only formic acid formation. We didn't get any mineral formation for these compounds. Next, we started working on this compound. We have got very good results, and now we are synthesizing this catalyst for CO2 hydrogenation reactions. We are also working on machine learning. So my second year BSc student is doing some coding. And it's time to thank all my collaborators, Professor Saurav Pal, Director, IISER Kolkata, then Thomas Clark, Professor Gautam Lahiri, Amol Kulkarni, Debabrata Maiti, Hasan Rishi, then also my research professors, Aniket Saurav Parmar, Rajvardhan Goite, Nitesh Singh, Simran, and Pratham Deshmukh. Then postdoc fellows, Madhu Somalia, she is working with me now. Then Das and Bipasha Samanta, my PhD student, Dr. Pooja Jain, she has already got the degree, and Rima Bharadwaj currently working with me, and all my MSc project students, because of whom I could continue my research work after my PhD. So that is the greatest gift, containment is the greatest wealth, and trusted friend is the best relative. Liberated mind is the greatest bliss. So your mind should be free from everything. Then only you can engage yourself proper in a good work. So thank you all. Stay home, stay safe, stay rich.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for showing us the chemistry, how chemistry is troubleshooting for various problems, and you have covered a lot of things in like 40-45 minutes. So it's a very good feast for students. Now, if students, if they have any question, they can ask to ma'am.
Any question, anything you want to talk to me, you can, no problem. Any question? I always tell students must learn to speak. We want people who can express their views. We want people who can discuss science. Doesn't matter even if it is wrong in the beginning, but you must speak.
Ma'am, how to do PhD in IIT?
PhD in IIT, you have to qualify as CSI. That is the most important thing is required, particularly if you want to do PhD in organic chemistry or inorganic chemistry. Physical chemistry, sometimes it is easy to go there with GATE. Because many times you know that very few institutes are having physical chemistry. So number of students opting in physical chemistry versus number of students opting in organic chemistry, this is very large number. So with GATE you can go to physical chemistry depending upon guide, but most important it is just just basic qualification required to at least appear for the interview. The next important is interview. So if you are good in subject, we'll get it. If you qualify CSIR with top rank and still if you don't know the chemistry, then you will not get into it. So the most important thing after basic qualification, you must have thorough knowledge of the subject.
Any other question?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Ask me any question. And we always say no question is stupid question. Because that is question is question. So first student, even if you want, if you feel this is stupid question, still you can ask me. No problem.
According to career, ma'am, which is the best field? According to means inorganic, organic, ANA and physical.
See, career is career. I don't think
Hello, ma'am.
something is better
Just a
than
minute. Hello. Will you please stop sharing the screen? Otherwise, we cannot see you.
Okay. I have to stop. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Thank you.
Can you see me now?
No.
Hello? My camera is off because of sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was telling you, there is no subject is good subject, no subject is bad subject. Who is good? That depends on the person who is doing it. So if you are good analytical chemistry student, still you can shine in life. It has nothing to do with the subject. I always tell you, now Marathi, we call it Marathi, nobody is taking Marathi, but Marathi has also a lot of scope. You can become great author, famous author in Marathi. So scope is in your hand. So I always tell, don't discriminate any subject, but same time, nowadays I always say, now it is always better to move to inorganic chemistry, material chemistry, rather than medicinal chemistry or organic chemistry. Reason is that If you see that I highlighted problems, clean water, then second important problem, energy, then I said medicines, but same time treatment is diagnosis. We have a lot of medicines, but diagnosis is also important. So proper diagnosis, so your analytical techniques or your exposure to biological sciences will also helpful. So what you decide to do, in which area you want to do PhD, that matters. But one thing I must say, don't stop education here, do PhD, because in next few years, PhD will become minimum qualification. So do whatever opportunity, best opportunity you get, do it. But doing PhD in right time is very, very important. I tell my student, even if you have to stay on the roads or stay hungry, but do PhD. That is very important. And obviously honest degree with efforts that will change transform your life.
Any other question?
Any question?
Ma'am, can we do PhD project with you?
You can.
What is the procedure for that?
Definitely. You want to do project or PhD?
Project, ma'am.
You can anytime and start working. Huh?
Okay, ma'am.
Only requirement is sincere work, and sincerity is important. Commitment, sincerity, only those two things are required for science. That's it. And passion, love for the subject. So if you love somebody, then only you can stay with that person lifelong, no? So I'm not saying that person is not me staying. I'm not talking staying with me, staying with this subject. So if you love subject, then you'll enjoy it. You will love doing it. We are doing
how
research.
hydrogen?
What exactly we are doing in lab? Like a few students will see that they are working on computational chemistry. They will see they are sitting on their laptop and doing some work. Few students are doing organic synthesis, methodology transformation, because we want to save the energies. So whatever established methods are there, as I said, dinitrogen activation. So we want similar kind of, there are several reactions where high temperature and ultra pure compounds are required. So we want to develop method where we can reduce the cost. So we are doing that. We want to work on heterogeneous material where, because we can, if we want to do translational research, then heterogeneous materials are very important because separation is easy for industry. So we are working on that also. So homogeneous catalysis, heterogeneous catalysis, then computational chemistry. Same time, I want to work on battery. I want to recycle lithium. I want to do dinitrogen activation. Somebody was asking some questions. Sorry to interrupt you. Tell me.
Oh, ma'am, how to store hydrogen?
Hydrogen storage is very difficult. That is why people are working on it. One way people try to have metal organic framework, that is MOF. So just that is solid material and add some hydrogen on it. Because if material, suppose if you have some ligands or some sites, either site pore sites where hydrogen can go and sit there, or you can have some coordinating site where hydrogen can weakly get coordinated. Like you have seen in one of my slides that hydrogen is forming sigma complex. But that hydrogen is not important because that hydrogen will break. But we are looking for hydrogen which where we can store and restore the properties of hydrogen, because restoring properties are also important. Store with restoring properties and dissolve. So absorb and dissolve. So sorry, absorb and dissolve. So that is what people are trying with metal organic framework. Then now people are working on covalent organic framework. So that is how the people are trying to modify it. But still nobody has achieved good success. So that means there is a scope to contribute to it, and there is a scope to get Nobel Prize for it. We should work, doesn't matter. I always dream of getting Nobel Prize, because when I see 50 years back what kind of research people were getting, and they got Nobel Prize for that research. So similar facilities we have. So we should, what is important, our passion is important, contribution, how we contribute, that is important. Creativity is important in science, and persistent efforts are important. If those everything we have, then other things we can manage. Any other question?
Okay, I don't think there are more questions. Okay, thank you very much, ma'am, for giving such a wonderful talk within a short period of time. Now we are
Ganesh
all
Dada.
seeing that
Huh?
that this pandemic situation will over soon, and we would like to invite you as a speaker again in our college, because it's not that
No problem.
long distance, so you can spend more and more time with our students.
Even today
So
also,
we are just waiting for that. Yeah.
come.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Also, I would like to thank to
students.
yes, ma'am.
I'm saying thank you, organizers, thank you, students, thank you, everyone, for listening me.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So good efforts, Vikram. Keep it up.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good, very good. So shall we stop?
Yes, ma'am.